I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. Today, we're ditching the delivery to make our own pizza pie from scratch. We'll do it all from the dough to the dinner table and share expert tips on making yours the perfect pizza. Joining me in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen is the master of the margarita, a pizza perfectionist, the dough daddy himself. Sean Ferreira runs Madison Avenue Pizza. Not Madison Avenue, but in Dunedin. And you may know him from some of his more inventive creations that he shares on Instagram, such as the pickle pizza, the crab rangoon, and the Cuban. Now, we're keeping it simple today, though, and you're going to show us the basics everyone needs to know to make a great pizza.
Absolutely. We're going to start with the dough, work our way to the sauce, and then put it all together for a perfect pizza.
I love it. Let's get started with this dough then. What's the first step?
The water.
Water.
So grab this refrigerated water. Keeping it refrigerated helps control the fermentation because we're going to do a long fermentation.
Okay.
It's 48 hours.
Is there a difference that you can really taste in?
Absolutely, yeah. You're going to get better flavor out of the dough.
Okay.
You're going to get more controlled rise and just a better product.
A better product. All right, well, hey, you say 48 hours. We got to start now then.
Absolutely. So first things first, we put the water right into the bowl.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and weigh out our flour.
Now, if you don't have a KitchenAid or a mixer at the house, could you do this by hand?
You could, but it'd be very difficult.
You're just not going to get the gluten property to really kind of start really mixing and incorporating, right?
No, I mean, it'd be a lot of work, a lot of hand kneading to get that gluten development. The little investment of a KitchenAid changes the game.
Little investment can change the entire game. All right, What type of flour are we going to use then?
So we're going to use a high gluten pizza flour. It's really, really important that you don't use all-purpose flour.
Okay.
There is a difference.
And I see scales.
Yes.
How important is it to have a scale for this process?
It's crucial.
It's crucial. So this is a non-negotiable. You need a scale.
You need a scale. A cup of flour could be a lot of different weights. And if you want a consistent product, I mean, they're not even, you can get them on Amazon for 20 bucks. I mean, it's not
Easy.
a huge investment.
Folks, this is it, okay? You're getting the expert tips of making the best pizza. Come on now. It's like less than 20 bucks. You just need that. And you can even find the flour online too.
Yeah, or in your local, Italian specialty market.
Perfect.
Or specialty food store.
How much flour do we need then?
So for this recipe, we're going to use 600 grams.
600 grams, all right.
So I always add the water first, just so that the flour doesn't stick to the bottom of the bowl.
Okay.
And then next, I'll add in the flour. We use a diastatic malt powder. You're going to get a better gluten structure, which means that it's going to bake better, it's going to stretch better. And
another thing that is easy to find then?
Super easy to find.
Super easy to find, okay.
Get it next day on Amazon.
All right, folks, 2 for 2 here. Easy to find pieces right here.
So once that's all incorporated, we're going to put it on the mixer and we're just going to mix it at low speed. You just want to make sure that all the flour and the water have mixed completely.
Now, is the dough hook important?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's really difficult to make pizza dough without a spiral hook. The spiral hook kind of pushes the dough down, keeps it from clumping up on the hook. So now that the flour and the water are incorporated, the next steps, we would just add in the yeast.
To make your own perfect pizza, Sean's sharing his trade secrets with you and everybody else watching, but mainly you, okay? Yes, that's you, my friends. And it's only fair that you go and download the recipe so you can make this for your dinner too. Just head to dinnerdeeas.com, get your phone, and scan the QR code in the corner of the screen, and a link will pop right up.
So you can kind of see the dough is starting to come together. You're starting to see a cohesive ball, and it's not just a bunch of pieces, and that's really what you're looking for.
Now, how large of a pizza will this make?
This will actually make 2 pizzas.
Two
this
pizzas.
particular recipe is for 2 14-inch pizzas.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
We add in the salt. The reason we add in the salt second is because if you add in the salt with the yeast, salt actually kills yeast. So, we're just trying to develop the best product possible. So just staggering it like that is going to help with that. The last step that we'll do as it's mixing on speed 1 is add in the oil. And
Okay.
the same thing as the salt, early oil interferes with gluten development. So we put it in late, right before we switch it into medium. Now as the dough's coming together, after the olive oil and everything's incorporated, we switch it up to a higher speed just for a little bit.
And how do you know if you've done it too much? How do you know it's just right?
You just look at it. You'll see as soon as the dough starts to flatten out and get really smooth, that's where you're getting that gluten development. So you wanna just see it smooth out. I mean, it starts to look very smooth and flat, and you'll hear little air bubbles kind of pop as the air bubbles are incorporating into the mixture, and that's when you know it's ready. So it's looking pretty good. I think it's really coming together. You can see it's flattened out. It's nice and smooth, and it's ready to be balled up.
It's ready to be balled up. All right.
And for this, I'm going to put on a couple gloves just because we're going to be working with olive oil and sticky dough.
Sticky dough. No one wants to have the sticky fingers with it.
It's just easier. It's easier. So everything should at this point just come cleanly out. The hook should come cleanly off. This dough ball should come just cleanly out of the bowl and be ready to be portioned.
Now, how do we portion it? Are we using the scale again to weigh it back out?
Always the scale. So this dough ball weighs 1,000 kilograms. We're going to portion into 2 500-gram balls.
Okay.
So, little bench scraper. Just cut it right in half and continue adding to it. So we're right there. And then afterwards, there's a lot of techniques to rolling a dough ball. Some people use the counter. I like to use my hands.
Okay, so there is the science behind it, because I'm going to bring the Chef Cam.
What I do is I just kind of roll it in on itself over and over, and I'm just kind of turning it until it incorporates. I'm not incorporating any air or anything like that. And then you just kind of pinch this little bottom until it's nice and flat.
And this is a very important part of the process before you put it into the fridge too, right?
Yeah, this dough ball shape is going to influence everything. I mean, your pizza is not going to turn out well unless this is round. Okay. So getting this right is crucial. We're going to take a bowl, and you just want to use the least amount of olive oil you think you can get away with. You don't want to take it out in a couple days and it's just dripping with olive oil. Sure. It's going to be hard to make the pizza. So I just put a little oil in the bottom, put the dough ball in, usually give it a little flip, make sure it's nice and covered.
Just a nice little coating of it, okay.
And then we're gonna put some saran wrap right on top. I got a piece ready right here.
Love it.
Got this.
And so it doesn't have to rise in a hot space. It's going straight in the fridge, and it's just going to have this long fermentation process for 48 hours, you say?
Yeah, in my opinion, I mean, in most professional kitchens, we use long fermentation. We'll either, we'll portion it ahead of time, or we might bulk ferment it and then portion it later. But the longer fermentation is going to give you a much better product.
Well, hey, it looks like we're going to be back in 48 hours once the dough's ready. I kid, because, Sean, you already helped us a little bit. You got some already that was made earlier that we're going to take a slightly shorter break than 48 hours. And when we come back, Sean's amazing amatriciana sauce is coming ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Today, Sean Ferrero is with us from DeeAs, Madison Avenue Pizza, to make, well, pizza. But not just any pizza. He's sharing his tips for making the perfect pizza. Before the break, we did our dough. Just a little flour, water, yeast, salt, olive oil, and diastatic malt powder. So if you missed it, you can watch the show again on our website, and you'll see why it's so important to include in this recipe. Now we're making a sauce, which sounds really complicated, but you promise us, and you pinky promise,
I promise.
it's not going to be complicated.
No,
Cool.
that's all it is. And that's the beauty of it, is that it sounds really fancy, it sounds complicated, but it's something that anybody can make very easily.
So what's it called?
It's called the matriciana. Well, ours is called Nduja matriciana because we put in a little Nduja, which
Come on now.
gives you a little smoky, a little spicy. The backbone of the sauce is guanciale. So guanciale is a type of cured pork. It's on the fattier side, but a lot of that renders out into the sauce. And it has this unmistakable savory umami flavor that it's second to none.
And then we also have another star that's going to be added to this.
We love Calabrian chilies, and this Calabrian chili salami is called Nduja, and it has just a little bit of heat, a little bit of smokiness, and when you put it in the sauce, it melts in there, and it just gives it another depth of flavor. So we're just going to put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, just to keep the guanciale from sticking.
Okay.
And then we're just going to put the guanciale right in the bottom.
Isn't that like the most incredible sound when you just hear just that little bit of sizzle just happen right there?
Oh yeah.
It's just like kind of gets you like excited.
As the guanciale just kind of cooks, we just kind of keep it rotated so it doesn't burn. So the guanciale is starting to brown and render down.
It's looking absolutely beautiful.
It's looking really good.
Absolutely beautiful.
You can see that sauce start to develop at the bottom there.
Absolutely, and all just that caramelization of just all of that fat starting to render. You're just getting beautiful color from it.
Yeah, and the smell. I mean, this is like
It's everything.
the best smell.
Everything.
It's the best. We're just going to give it another second, and then we're going to pull it out and cook the rest of the dish. So I'm going to use a slotted spoon. You want to leave all the drippings and everything in the pan because that's going to be the backbone of everything else.
Yeah, you worked so hard to be able to bring all that flavor together.
Exactly. And we're not sending the guanciale away. We're just going to kind of put it to the side.
It's just got its own little purpose. It's just like, hey, you jumped into the party, you come out for a little bit, you're coming back in.
It's going right back in. That's for sure. So.
But it is just layering of flavor. That really is at it's got its purpose.
That's it. We're just going to take our time to develop these flavors, and the result's going to be awesome. So after the guanciale, we're going to just put in some medium diced onions, nothing too fine, just a normal onion. We're going to let those just kind of saute down in the bottom there.
And again, another bit, because now it just has all of just that fatty flavor behind it. It's just like taking on, and you can see all of it coming together. Oh, it's so beautiful. For Sean's perfect pizza, we have all his tips in the recipe, which you can follow or print on our website right now. DinnerDeas.com. Scan that QR code to get right to it. And look at these onions starting to come alive here. Now, what are you looking for? You're just trying to soften them a little bit? Are you trying to caramelize them? What's the ideal scenario here for these onions?
Just want to cook them till they're softened and starting to be translucent.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to cook them that far. You don't need to start to brown them or caramelize them. You just want to see them start to soften up. I usually add garlic a little after the onions because the garlic has a tendency to burn if you put it in too early.
It's all about timing, folks.
Absolutely.
All about timing.
We're going to put these tomatoes right into the mix.
Oh.
And the crushed tomatoes, I mean, you could use a whole plum tomato and crush them down, but the crushed tomatoes just kind of save me a step. This sauce is supposed to be, simple. I mean, it's full of a lot of flavor, but it's also really easy to make.
Yeah.
So now we got those in there. Just kind of incorporate everything up.
Now, with the long fermentation that we have for our dough, 48 hours happening over on that side of it all, is this a sauce that you could start ahead and let all those flavors really take on even more depth if you wanted to kind of say, hey, I'm starting the dough, I'm going to start the amatriciana sauce, and then bring it back in later? And
absolutely, and you're going to want to make it a little ahead of time anyway because you don't want to put it on the pizza steaming hot.
Yeah.
So if you make it the day before or a couple days before, it'll be just fine.
Cool.
So now that the tomatoes and onions and garlic are in there, we're going to put the guanciale back in the pot.
Okay.
And we're also going to add the Nduja.
And that's it.
That's it. You just bring it to a boil.
I love it because our sauce needs to simmer here. So we need to take a break. And when we come back, the pizza party really gets going as we show you how to turn that sauce, that dough we made earlier, into a delicious dinner dia. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. On the menu today, the perfect pizza, thanks to this man, Sean Ferreira from Madison Avenue Pizza in Dunedin. This dough has been fermenting for 48 hours since this was your recommendation for a slow fermentation.
Absolutely, and look, it's just perfect. I mean, it's expanded, it's nice, it's soft. You can see the gas bubbles. It's definitely ready for baking.
It's pizza time.
It's ready to go.
All right, let's stretch this bad boy out.
Absolutely. So I form a little crust. I mean, and there's a personal preference. Some people even roll it out. I mean, it's whatever you like. So we'll just kind of degas all those bubbles.
Now, I gotta ask you, are you a throw it in the air type guy? Are you gonna just start really kind of just bring it up and just be like, hey, I'm the Pizzola over here?
Yeah, if you don't mind me getting a little flour. I mean,
I'm ready for it. I mean, like, let's see this. Come on now.
So
Go with that, man.
as we stretch it out, gotta be careful. I don't want to overstretch it, and we're just going to.
Now, is
throw it
that just for
down.
TV? Was that just for us today, or do you do that like naturally at the restaurant?
No, it's a good way to stretch. I mean, it's quick. It stretches evenly. A lot of pizza guys do it on every stretch. So
Okay.
this is a upside down pie. We put the mozzarella on first.
Okay.
And we just kind of, layer them down. You don't have to go.
And not grate it. This is just a cheese slice here.
This would work with shredded. I've done it before with shredded, but it's a lot easier to put the sauce
That
down
piece
like
right
this.
here has just got my name calling right for it there. I gotta, you just gotta go
Got
for
to
it.
make sure, yeah, it's
Quality control. It's just a little
control.
taste test there.
absolutely. So we'll get a nice even coat.
Okay.
That's gonna melt and kind of get happy down
Sure.
there. And then next is the sauce.
What's the secret? And there's a technique to how much sauce you should be adding?
Just enough to fully cover it. You
Okay.
gotta remember, like, as this heats, a lot of it's gonna spread out, so you don't need to drown it, but you do want to make sure it's spread out.
Okay.
Just as long as you get a nice even coat. So you just want to try and coat the cheese as much as you can, and get it nice and spread out, and then that's it. Nice and easy.
Now, what's the trick to a really good pizza in the home oven?
You need a good stone. I mean, you really need a good hot stone. You're just not going to get the crust the way it should be without it. You can use other techniques to cook a pizza, but directly on the stone is going to give you the best flavor.
To get this for your dinner tonight, or in 48 hours if you wanted to taste the best, get Sean's recipe for his dough and his sauce on our website, dinnerdiaz.com. Just scan the QR code to get there and follow us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/dinnerdiaz, where you can send us a picture if you've made anything from the show, because that's what Blair did. He's from downtown St. Pete and made Chef Melly Gardner's Surf and Turf Lobster Burger. Looking good, Hollywood. Blair, that looks absolutely amazing. All right, so this is ready to go into the oven?
You ready?
I think so.
All right.
We preheat this oven to the highest temperature that it can go on ours at 550 for what, about an hour?
For about an hour, yeah. You want to make sure that that stone isn't hot just on top. It's thoroughly hot for
Okay.
the whole thing.
Our perfect pizza is in the oven, and when we come back, we taste and give you our verdict ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. Today we've been making the perfect pizza with Sean Ferreira from Dunedin's Madison Avenue Pizza. We did the dough from scratch. Sean recommends a 48-hour fermentation in the fridge. And now's the moment of truth to tell you if it's worth that time and if it was well spent. My friend, it's pizza time.
Oh yeah, here you go. I'll give you the first one.
Oh, thank you, sir.
There you go.
Now,
Can't wait.
are you a fold?
I like to get a little, little shape on the crust, little V.
Okay.
Try and get some support. I mean, we cook our pizzas pretty well done at the shop, so there's not a ton of flop, but
Wow. This is really good.
I appreciate it, man.
I mean, to think that this is something that you could do in your own home oven, and it's just a little bit of science, a little skill, a little technique. You helped everyone get through this. The flavors are absolutely fantastic. Your sauce is killer.
Thank you.
It's got that perfect bite of smokiness, saltiness, not overpowered. Everything plays so well.
Yep. Yeah, and it's so easy. That's, it feels like you're cheating. If you made this for somebody, they would think you went all out.
Now, you probably eat pizza like every day. So what do you think about this pie?
This is my kind of pie.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my kind of pie. I like stuff that isn't overly complicated, but delivers a lot of flavor, and this is it.
Now, how did you know it was just right to be able to serve?
You just look at it. I mean, pizza's a personal thing. You can cook it as much or as little as you want. I like my crust to have, a nice golden brown, and once I see that, that's when I pull it.
Out of this world fantastic. I mean, who doesn't love pizza?
It's for everybody.
It's a universal language for everybody. Thanks again to Sean Ferreira. A link to Madison Avenue Pizza and their Instagram account, where you can see all their famous weekly specials, is at dinnerdeas.com, along with the recipe from today's show. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching. See you next time for more Dinner Diaz.
Thanks for watching Dinner Diaz. And remember, anytime you're hungry for a great dinner idea, just go to dinnerdeas.com. That's dinner, DEEAS.com.